Oh, alright. Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we are doing how I would book SummerSlam, or just generally what I think the SummerSlam card is gonna be. Don't yell at me, please. This is just my list of matches that I think would be good for SummerSlam. Now, I put 9 matches down. Some of these aren't gonna happen because I don't think they're gonna do 9 matches. I could be wrong because SummerSlam is basically the second biggest event of the year besides WrestleMania. Now, I was thinking about doing 10 because there's so much I want to put on here, but I limit it down to 9. So we're going to start with Ricochet versus Logan Paul. This one is pretty much all but confirmed. Ricochet and Logan Paul are having a face-to-face next week, which I suspect is going to be pretty much them setting up their SummerSlam match. Now, by the time next week comes, SummerSlam is 4 weeks away, so 4 weeks is right around the corner to me. Those 4 weeks are going to go by quick. I think, honestly, if I were to book a winner, I would book Logan. I think Logan Paul, this is where Logan Paul wins. I don't want to be any disrespect to Ricochet, but eventually WWE is going to have to snap Logan Paul out of his losing streak. Now, I think this match is going to be great. Like I said before, I think this is a genius match for SummerSlam. Both of Ricochet and Logan Paul have had so many great spots already. I think it's time for more at SummerSlam. Next up is LA Knight versus Austin Theory, and this is the right way to go for several reasons. First of all, I think this is the best direction you can take LA Knight. He didn't win Money in the Bank, and Austin Theory needs something to get the attention on him. And even though people are going to be cheering on LA Knight, an LA Knight and Austin Theory rivalry would go so well with the fans, I think, and it would put the attention back on Austin Theory like it did at WrestleMania with John Cena. But it has to, LA Knight needs to be Austin Theory here. It would be one of the loudest pops of the year by far, and it just needs, I think this would bring a whole new thing to SmackDown, and LA Knight needs to just be on SmackDown every week, and giving him the United States Championship will give him that pathway. Next up is a match that's also pretty much confirmed, and that's Drew McIntyre vs. Gunther for the Intercontinental title. Now, I understand WWE isn't announcing these matchups because it was 5 weeks away, but when we get to the 4-week mark next week into the 3-week mark the week after, I think matches will be made official. One of the first matches, I think, is McIntyre and Gunther, and this is, I think Gunther has a higher chance of losing the title here than he did at WrestleMania. I think WWE could book Drew like a supernova. Remember, he came into Clash at the Castle. He was destroying everybody. And I think the same thing's going to happen here, but I still think Gunther is going to end up winning. He has to break the Honky Tonk Man's record. Records need to be broken, and I don't think this is going to affect Drew that much. I mean, I'm sure WWE's going to have Drew compete every week and win every match for the next 3 weeks. But I don't think Drew McIntyre should be that upset losing to Gunther, probably the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time in some people's opinions, and probably my opinion as well. But I think this match is going to be one of the best matches at SummerSlam, most definitely. Next up is DIY versus KO and Sammy, and this is a match that I'm getting more confidence in. Johnny Gargano is pretty much around the door of returning, and I think The Miz, they're setting up The Miz to do that. I think Ciampa and Miz's rivalry is really well set up, very well done, and I think they're doing a great job. I think they're doing a great thing to bring Gargano back, and there's already been a lot of rumors to suggest that DIY are coming back, and I believe them. I mean, the way that WWE's booking, I think that they will definitely bring DIY back, and I think the first thing that they should do is challenge KO and Sammy. I think that would be a great thing to do. And again, this would be one of my favorite matches at SummerSlam. As a guy that has been a big fan of NXT for years, DIY were debatably my favorite tag team in NXT history. And to watch them go up against Sammy and KO would be so enjoyable. But Sammy and KO, I think, would beat DIY. Like I said, I just think Triple H is going to hold off on DIY winning the tag team titles right away. Next up is Io Sky versus Bayley, and I think this match is 50-50. I don't know if they're going to break up I have no idea when they're breaking up Damage Control. I thought they were going to break them up 4 separate times, but I think Io versus Bayley is going to be an amazing match. And I think this would be a match to finally give Bayley her confidence. But Io Sky's obviously winning. And obviously, Io having the match in the same night, I think it would deflect the fans from a potential cash-in. WWE did that with Seth Rollins, and he ended up having the heist of the century. I think Io Sky shouldn't cash in at SummerSlam. I think Io is a perfect babyface to go on a long briefcase run with. Now, I think Io versus Bayley, the match itself, is going to be a banger. And I think WWE should give an opportunity to give Bayley a great match because it's been a rough year for Bayley. You know, she's put on some bangers, but she's lost so many of them, and she's definitely not going to be coming out of a rivalry winning against Io Sky, who's missed Money in the Bank. But I think that I think a Bayley and Io Sky rivalry will probably last a couple months. Next up is Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins, and I'm not talking about the Demon Finn Balor. I am talking about the Demon Finn Balor, but I think this is a match that's very obviously going to happen. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor are not done with each other yet, as evidence of the Raw after Money in the Bank. And Seth Rollins is not done with the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day are obsessed with Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins is also entangled with Carmelo Hayes as a friend. And I think that, honestly, NXT might even be a segue to Finn Balor facing Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. And I think that this is where Damian Priest should cash in and fail. I think that Damian Priest should cash in, but it turns into a triple threat, and Finn Balor walks out the World Heavyweight Champion. I think that people may have a problem with this, but I think this would be very intriguing booking. Finn Balor not only steals Damian Priest's moment from him, but that would later lead to Damian Priest leaving the Judgment Day, and Seth Rollins doing something else, or maybe engaging in a rivalry with Finn Balor. Honestly, I think after Finn Balor, Seth Rollins should rival with Damian Priest. I love their match from Raw. Next up is Rhea versus Beth Phoenix. Now, this matchup I'm very hesitant about. I'm very hesitant that Beth Phoenix is even going to be involved in the first place. But the only reason why I say that is because the Raw Women's Division is shit. And I think Beth Phoenix, even though she's a little older, she is proven that she's really good. And I think the crowd would get a kick out of Rhea versus Beth, even if the match were not to last long. I mean, obviously Rhea would be the winner. But, I mean, we need a match. We need a good Rhea match. We had Rhea versus Natalya, which was a really good match. But we just need constant bangers. And after Rhea cracked Beth Phoenix's skull with the steel chair, we need a conclusion to this rivalry. And Rhea is also feuding with Natalya. Maybe WWE is planning something with that. I have no idea. Next up is Asuka versus Bianca versus Charlotte Flair. A match that I think will be made also very soon. Asuka, it's very hard seeing a scenario where Asuka walks out Women's Champion. I want to believe that Asuka's going to prevail out of this, but I doubt it even under the Triple H regime. And I think I think heel Bianca may actually win this match. I mean, WWE's been teasing a heel Bianca turn, and I think the WWE fans are totally going to eat up a Bianca heel turn. I think it's something like Becky Lynch, where they've been waiting forever to see something like that. And Charlotte Flair is a babyface. It's still big, risky business, but I think it's working out. And Asuka could be that flip the switch, babyface and heel. But at the end of the day, I might have my money on Bianca coming out as Women's Champion again. WWE testing the waters as a heel champion. But I really want Asuka to win, and I don't think Io should cash in at SummerSlam, especially that I already booked Damian Priest to cash in. I don't, 2 cash-ins in one night just doesn't work out for me. And I'm honest, if this match happens, which I think it will, my money is on Bianca winning. Now, next up is Roman versus Jay, a match that I think should happen. I think this Friday on SmackDown Tribal Court, we will get a big tease towards this match happening. And I think it will be a thing where Jimmy Uso is on Jay's corner, Solo is at Roman's corner. Now, I think Roman's retaining the title. I am a man that is sold that Roman versus Cody is happening at WrestleMania again. But I think this match is what we want, and I think the build up to this match is going to be probably one of the best builds to a match I've seen in a long time. I know I say that a lot, but this build will be pure cinema, and just the Jay and Roman rivalry just gets people hooked. And now you add on the fact that they could be main eventing a SummerSlam. That would just be downright amazing. And I think this match has a chance to be match of the night because Jey Uso is a phenomenal wrestler. So is Jimmy. But obviously for storyline purposes, Jey Uso's got to face Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. Now, if you guys enjoyed that video, hit the subscribe button. I will try to be posting every day. SmackDown's tomorrow. I will see you guys in the next video.